What does the shadow will? For the Lich King. Intriguing. As the shadow wills. This better be good. Intriguing. For the Lich King. Let darkness guide me. As the shadow wills. Let darkness guide me.
Hey.
Intriguing. For the Lich
face
King.
the peril.
Intriguing. For the Lich King. As the shadow wills. For the Lich King. Intriguing. For the Lich King. None shall survive. As the shadow wills. For the Lich King. Let darkness guide me. As the shadow wills. They'll all be mine. For the Lich King. Let darkness guide me. Die. For the Lich King. As the shadow wills. Intrude. Tremble before the scourge. As the shadow wills. Darkness guide me. Intriguing. For the Lich King. Let darkness guide me. Intriguing. For the Lich King. Intriguing. Let darkness guide me. Intriguing. Let darkness guide me. None shall survive. As the shadow will. For the Lich King. Intriguing. For the Lich King. Let darkness guide me. As the shadow will.
Puta madre, oh, cómo odio esa huevada.
As the shadow will.
Oh, qué pendejo, puta. Cuando yo juego voy, nunca estonea en los niveles bajos.
The shadows beckon. What does the shadow will? The dead shall serve. Intriguing. Let darkness guide me.
Our allies' town needs help.
This better be good. As the shadow wills. For the Lich King. The dead shall serve. This better be good. Let darkness guide me. The restless dead await. As the shadow will. Tremble before the scourge. At your home shall serve. Intrigue. What does the shadow will? Let darkness guide me. For the Lich King. None shall survive. As the shadow wills. The restless dead await. What does the shadow will? Intrigue. For the Lich King. The restless dead await. As the shadow wills. Let darkness guide me. As the shadow wills. Intrigue. As the shadow wills. For the Lich King. What does the shadow will?
Esta huevada.
As the shadow will.
No puede ser.
Let darkness guide me. Intriguing.
Ah, qué pico está que este
The
huevo.
restless dead await. For the Lich
Ay,
King.
Dios. Vamos mal, vamos mal.
As the shadow wills. For the Lich King. Tremble before the scourge. As the shadow will. Intrude. What does the shadow will? Die.
Our
Let
allies'
darkness
town needs
guide
help.
me. As the shadow wills. For the Lich King. This better be. Let darkness guide me. The dead shall serve. As the shadow wills. What does the shadow will? For the Lich King. As the
Our
shadow
allies' town
wills.
needs help.
This better be good. What does the shadow will? At your call. The restless dead await for the Lich King. As the shadow wills. For the Lich King.
Our allies' town needs help.
Let darkness guide me. True. The dead shall serve.
Take your time.
This better be good. For the Lich King. The restless dead await as the shadow will. Let darkness guide me. For the Lich King. Let darkness guide me. For the Lich King. As the shadow will.
Double kill.
The shadows beckon.
Our allies' town needs help.
What does the shadow will?
More gold is required.
This better be good. The dead shall serve. The restless dead
Our
await.
allies' town
The
needs
dead
help.
shall serve. Let darkness guide me. None shall surround. Die as the shadow will. Let darkness guide me. This better intrigue you. For the Lich King. As the shadow will. Let darkness guide me. For the Lich King. Let darkness guide me. For the Lich King. As the shadow will. For the Lich King. Let darkness guide me. As the shadow will. For the Lich
Our
King.
allies' town needs
As
help.
the shadow will. For the Lich King. Intruder. The dead shall serve. Let darkness guide me. As the shadow wills. Let darkness guide me. Tremble before the scourge. Intruder. For the Lich King. Let darkness guide me. Die. This better be good. As the shadow wills. Let darkness guide me. For the Lich King. The dead shall serve. For the Lich King.
Our allies' town needs help.
For the Lich King. Tremble before the scourge. Intriguing. As the shadow wills. For the Lich King. The restless dead await. What does the shadow will? Let darkness guide me. As the shadow will. This better be good. For the Lich King. Let darkness guide me. As the shadow wills. Let darkness guide me. For the Lich King. As the shadow will. Intrigue. the Lich King. The dead shall
Te
serve.
cagaste.
Let darkness guide me. For the Lich King.
Our
Intriguing.
allies' town needs help.
For the Lich King. Intriguing.
Están
Let
todos.
darkness
No tengo
guide
más
me.
nada.
This better be good. Intriguing. For the Lich King.
¡Ey! ¡Hízale!
As the shadow wills. Let darkness guide me. What does the shadow will? Intriguing. Let darkness guide me. As the shadow wills. Intriguing. Let darkness guide me. For the Lich King. The restless dead await. Let darkness guide me. Die. As the shadow wills.
Diciendo, va por la puta madre, loco.
Tremble before the scourge.
Qué gusto de fedearon.
Darkness guide me. The restless dead await. None shall survive. Tremble before the scourge. Dominate. What does the shadow do?
Our allies' town needs help.
As the shadow will. Or the Lich King. The restless dead await. The dead shall serve. Let darkness guide me, as the shadow wills. Let darkness guide me. The restless dead await. Let darkness guide me. None shall survive.
Our allies' town needs help.
What does the shadow will? The dead shall serve. Intriguing. As the shadow wills. For the Lich King. Intriguing. As the shadow wills.
Our allies' town needs help.
This better be good. Intriguing. The dead shall serve.
Can I help you?
What does the shadow do? For the Lich King. Intriguing.
No,
Let darkness guide me. The restless dead await. The dead shall serve. For the Lich King. Intriguing. Let darkness guide me. The restless dead await.
puta madre.
As the shadow will. Die.
Our allies' town
For
needs
the
help.
Lich King. The dead shall serve. This better. As the shadow will. Intriguing. As the shadow wills. Intriguing.
Che, voy, güey, está solo, güey.
Darkness guide. As the shadow will. Intriguing. For the Lich King. Let darkness guide. As the shadow will.
Allies' town needs help.
What does the shadow will? Let darkness guide. Intriguing.
No alcanza.
For the Lich King. Let darkness guide.
Greetings, my lord.
The dead shall serve. Intriguing. What does the shadow will?
Our allies' town needs help.
Dominating. What would you ask of me? At your call. What?
Chingaste, ¿por qué? No sabe clipear, creo.
The shadows beckon. The restless dead await.
Ay,
What does the
Dios,
shadow
odio.
will? This guide me. This better be good. The dead shall serve. What does the shadow will? This better be good. As the shadow will. Darkness guide me. As the shadow will. Intriguing. As the shadow wills. Intriguing. As the shadow wills. Give me something to do! The dead shall serve. Or the Lich King. Intriguing. As the shadow wills. The restless dead await. The dead shall serve. The restless dead await. Fresh meat. As the shadow wills. The dead shall serve. The restless dead await. What does the shadow will? The dead shall serve. This better. Or the Lich King. Let darkness guide me. As the shadow wills. Or the Lich King. Let darkness guide me. As the shadow wills. Or the Lich King. The restless dead await. They'll all be mine. Tremble
Murió de nuevo. No tienen ni mierda por la hueva hacer esto.
The shadows beckon. The dead shall serve. What does the shadow will? The restless dead await. In die. None shall survive. Tremble before the scourge. Before the killing spree. The restless dead await. Intrigue. For the Lich King. Let darkness guide me. As the shadow wills. This better be good. What does the shadow do? Let darkness guide me. Tremble before the scourge. The dead shall serve. None shall survive. The restless dead await. Tremble before the scourge. The dead shall Lich King. Intriguing. As the shadow wills. This better be good. The dead shall serve. What does the shadow will? Darkness guide me. The restless dead await. As the shadow wills. Intrigue. For the Lich King. None shall survive. Darkness guide me. As the shadow wills. For the Lich King. As the shadow wills. Let darkness guide me. Intriguing. For the Lich King. Darkness guide me. For the Lich King. Let darkness guide me. As the shadow wills. Let darkness guide me. For the Lich. What does the shadow will? The restless dead await. Intriguing. As the shadow wills. Let darkness guide me. The dead shall serve. Intriguing.
Hello.
What does the shadow will? The restless dead await. As the shadow wills. This better be good. The restless dead await. The dead shall serve. Every man lives. Not every man truly dies. For the Lich King. Intriguing. This better be good. The restless dead await. Die! As the shadow wills. For the Lich King. This better be good. Shall survive. The dead shall serve. Let darkness guide me. This better be good.
Greetings, my lord.
What does the shadow will? Intriguing. For the Lich King. Darkness guide me. The restless dead await. What does the shadow will? For the Lich King. Intriguing. For the Lich King. Intriguing. As the shadow wills. Intriguing. As the shadow wills. Die! Tremble before the scourge! Intriguing. As the shadow wills. Let darkness guide me. Intriguing. For the Lich King. Let darkness guide me. As the shadow wills. This better be good. For the Lich King. Intriguing. What does the shadow will? For the Lich King. Die! As the shadow wills. Intriguing. Let darkness guide me. Intriguing. As the shadow wills. dead shall serve.
Qué huevón,
This
weón.
better be good. The restless dead await. Or the lich as the shadow will. This better be good. And true. Let darkness guide. As the shadow will. Or the lich king. The restless dead await.
Hace un poco y todo. No se espera. Cagado.
Our allies' town needs help.
The shadows beckon. What does the shadow? For the lich king, as the shadow wills, they'll all be mine. For the lich king, for the lich king. For the lich king. Let the darkness guide. The dead shall serve, as the shadow wills. Let darkness guide me, as the shadow wills. For the lich king. Tremble before the scourge. Die, as the darkness guide me. What does the shadow do? For the lich king. This better be good.
Killing spree.
The dead shall serve. What does the shadow will? The dead shall serve.
Hello.
The restless dead await. Do you smell something? Just the troops. What does the shadow will? Be good. As the shadow will, the dead shall serve. For the lich king. Intriguing. Let
Our
darkness
allies' town
guide.
needs help.
As the shadow wills, for the lich king. Tremble before the scourge, as the shadow wills.
Welcome to our village.
The restless dead await, for the lich king.
Our allies' town needs help.
Let darkness guide me. Intriguing. This better. For the lich king. The dead shall serve. The restless dead await. This better.
Our allies' town needs help.
What does the shadow do? Sufficient. The restless dead
Killing spree.
as the shadow.
Ay, concha de...
As the shadow wills. Intriguing. As the shadow wills.
Our allies' town
The dead
needs help.
shall serve. For the lich king. Intriguing. What does the shadow will? None shall survive. As the shadow wills. Intriguing.
Un re GP,
As
dame
the
luz.
shadow wills. Intriguing.
What is your wish?
The restless dead
Eso.
await. For the next. As the shadow wills. What does the shadow will?
Este mongol.
The restless dead awaits. What does the shadow will?
Dominating.
They'll all be mine.
La mierda.
For the Lich King. Intriguing. Let darkness guide you. The dead shall serve. The restless dead await. The dead shall serve. As the shadow will. Let darkness guide you. This metal. Intriguing. The dead shall serve. What does the shadow will? This better be good. Shall serve. For the Lich King. Die. Tremble before the scourge. The restless
Uf.
dead await.
El otro. Lo deja vivir. Mira, no seas pendejo. Minuto 30 no tiene ni mierda. Ay, me
Greetings, my
estresa.
lord. Our allies' town needs help. Our allies' town needs help.
The shadows beckon. This better be good. The dead shall serve. For the Lich King.
Oh, su madre.
As the shadow will. For the Lich King. Intruder. For the Lich King. This better be good. The dead shall serve. What does the shadow will? The restless dead await. Right-click for hot undead action. Let darkness guide me. Intriguing. As the shadow wills. For the Lich King. The dead shall serve. What does the
Mientras no se
shadow
haga Black Ball.
as the shadow wills? For the Lich King. Intriguing. For the Lich King. As the shadow wills. For the Lich King. Let darkness guide
Qué
me.
chucha fue.
As the shadow wills. Intriguing. As the shadow wills. Darkness guide me. Intriguing. For the Lich King.
Ven conche.
The dead shall serve. They'll all be mine.
Ven con chi-
As the shadow wills, or the Lich King. The restless dead await. As the shadow wills, or the Lich King. As the shadow wills.
Welcome to our village.
What does the shadow will? Or the Lich King? The dead shall serve. The restless dead await. Let darkness guide me. As the shadow wills. Or the Lich King. As the shadow wills. Let darkness guide me. In truth. Let darkness guide me. As the shadow wills. What does the shadow will?
Nadie entró, causa. Todos me vieron. Ese no tiene nada, no sé cómo. ¿Por qué no matan esa agua primero? Pura, pura.
The shadows beckon. The dead shall serve. As the shadow will. Let darkness guide me. As the shadow will. This better be good. They'll all be mine.
Killing spree. Killing spree.
Darkness guide me. In truth. Or the Lich King. Darkness guide me. The restless dead await. In truth. As the shadow will. Let darkness guide me.
Killing spree. Triple kill.
As the shadow wills. This better be good. In truth. Or the Lich King. I bow
Warriors
to
have
your
engaged
will.
the enemy.
What does the shadow will? Let darkness guide me. Or the Lich King. In truth. Or the Lich King. This better be good.
Esa
The
madre
restless
está
dead
imbécil,
await. The dead shall serve.
Greetings, my lord.
Intriguing. This better be good. What does the shadow will? The restless dead wait. This better be good. Me. What does the shadow will? The restless dead await. As the shadow will. Let darkness guide me. Intriguing. As the shadow wills. Intriguing. As the shadow wills. Intriguing. Let darkness guide me. Intriguing. Let darkness guide me. For the Let darkness guide me. Dominating.
Jálame, pecholo.
Let darkness guide me. The dead shall serve. As the shadow wills. For the next king. Intriguing. Let darkness guide me. As the shadow wills. For the Lich King. What does the shadow will? Intriguing. For the Lich King.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
Mierda.
Mega kill.
Y lo que voy a hacer el monkey
As
ball.
the shadow wills. Intriguing. Let darkness guide me. This as the
Mierda, no me
shadow
dejaron pasar una.
Our allies' town needs help.
the dead shall serve. Intriguing. What does the shadow will? As the shadow will.
Chucha, creo que se agarró mi ulti.
For the Lich King.
No me quito.
What does the shadow will? This better. Intriguing. What does the shadow will? Darkness guide me. The restless dead await. This better be. The dead shall serve. As the shadow will. For the Lich King. Let darkness guide me. As the shadow wills. Let darkness guide me. The restless dead await. What does the shadow will? As the shadow wills. Intriguing. The dead shall serve. The restless dead await. The dead shall serve. As the shadow wills. Intriguing. This better. Darkness guide me. They'll all be mine. Let darkness
Our
guide me.
warriors have engaged the
What
enemy.
does the shadow will? The dead shall serve. Intrigue. Tremble before the scourge. For the Lich King. What does the shadow will?
Fresh meat.
Let me face the devil. As you wish.
Más o menos. Si hubiera hecho Black in Bar, sí. Ese es su juego. Otro, ¿qué mierda haces?
At your call. The shadows beckon, as the shadow wills. For the Lich King. What would you ask of me? As the shadow wills. For the Lich King. As the shadow wills. For the Lich King. The restless dead await, as the shadow wills. Let darkness guide me. This better be good. Intriguing. What does the shadow will? The restless dead await. Let darkness guide me. What would you ask? What does the shadow will? Intriguing. Let darkness guide me. The restless dead await. What does the shadow will? As the shadow will. Let darkness guide me. For the Let darkness guide me. For the Lich King. As the shadow will. Let darkness guide me. They'll all be mine. What does the shadow will? Let darkness guide me. For the double kill. Let darkness guide me. Killing for the triple kill. Let darkness
Cayó. Cayó Yango.
the dead shall serve. Let darkness guide. Tremble before the scourge. None shall serve. Let darkness guide me. Intriguing. The restless
Chévere.
dead await, as the shadow
only
will
to serve.
The dead shall serve. This better be intriguing, as the shadow wills. Intriguing. Let darkness guide me. What does the shadow will? As the shadow wills. The restless dead await. This better be good. Intriguing. What does the shadow will? The dead shall serve. This better be good. The dead shall serve. The restless dead await.
Our
For the
warriors
Lich
have
King.
engaged the enemy.
What does the shadow will? This better be good. As the shadow wills. Intriguing. The dead shall serve.
Fresh meat.
Me curo lento.
What does the shadow will? As
lo
the
cagaron.
shadow wills. This better be good. What does the shadow will? The
Double
restless
kill.
dead await. For the Lich King. Let darkness guide me. Intriguing. The dead shall serve. What does the shadow will? Let darkness guide me. This better be good. What does the shadow will? The dead
Let me
shall
face it,
serve.
devil.
What does the shadow will? Intriguing. As the shadow wills. Let darkness guide me. The dead shall serve. For the Lich King. The restless dead await. What does the shadow
Mierda.
as the shadow will? As the shadow will. For the Lich King. Intrigue. For the Lich King. Let darkness guide me. For the Lich King. Let darkness guide me. As the shadow will. They'll all be mine.
Fresh meat.
For the Lich King. Intrigue.
Double kill.
For the
Dominating.
Lich King. Let darkness guide me.
Ah, ese es el fresh soap que va con Baltasar.
As the shadow will.
Lo son, todavía no sé. No lo ha salido.
Intrigue.
Trabajo hoy día.
For the Lich King. This better be good. As the shadow wills.
Se está loco, ¿por qué solo?
Intriguing. Yes, my lord. The dead shall serve. What does the shadow will? The dead shall serve. As the shadow wills. I see undead people. For the Lich King. What does the shadow will? As the shadow wills. For the Lich King. Let darkness guide me.
No creo que
The
pueda
restless dead
matarlo.
await.
Bien, bien, muchachos.
King, this better be good. Intrigue. As the shadow will. What does the shadow will? Let darkness guide me. The dead shall serve.
Entiendo.
This better be good. Intriguing. For the Lich Intriguing. Let darkness guide me. As the shadow wills. Let darkness guide me. Intriguing. As the shadow wills. Let darkness guide me. They'll all be mine.
Necesito Black Bar, creo.
What would you ask of me?
Insufficient gold.
El otro.
Let me face the peril. For art. It shall be done. Fight. For art. As you will. At your call. For might. It shall be done. Let me face the peril.
su cara le mata.
What would you ask of me?
The shadows beckon. What is your wish? What does the shadow will? For the Lich King.
Fresh meat.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
This better be good. As the shadow wills. Let darkness guide me. As the shadow wills. Let darkness guide me.
Killing spree. Double kill.
Let darkness guide me. As the shadow wills. For the Lich King. As the shadow wills. Die. For the Lich King. As the shadow wills. As the shadow wills.
Dominating.
As the shadow wills. Tremble before the scourge.
Mierda.
Insufficient gold.
No,
Insufficient gold.
Eso sí está mal.
Insufficient gold.
pensé que me alcanzaba.
At your call. For my people. Justice will be served. Justice will be served. For honor. For my people. For honor.
Give me something to do. The shadows beckon. The restless dead await for the Lich King. The dead shall serve. What does the shadow The dead shall serve for the Lich King. Let darkness guide me.
Fresh meat.
This better. For the Lich King. The restless dead.
Mega kill.
Let darkness guide me. What does the shadow will? For the Lich King. For the Lich King. Let darkness guide me.
Welcome to
Our
our
warriors
village. Have engaged the enemy.
The dead shall serve. This battle intriguing. Let darkness guide me, as the shadow wills. Let darkness guide me. For the Lich King. Intriguing. For the Lich King, as the shadow wills. Darkness guide me. How may I serve? What does the shadow will? For the Lich King, let darkness guide me. The restless dead await. As the shadow wills, let darkness guide me. For the Lich King. Intriguing. As the shadow wills, for the Lich King. Let darkness guide me. They'll all be mine. As the shadow wills. Intriguing. None shall survive.
Unstoppable. Wicked sick kill.
As the shadow wills. What does the shadow do? The dead shall serve. As the shadow wills. For the Lich King.
Lo creo, amigo.
Killing spree double kill.
Darkness guide me.
Ay, señor.
Let darkness guide me. Intriguing. What does the shadow will? The restless dead await. Let darkness guide me. What does the shadow will? The restless dead await. What does the shadow?
Look at tu shadow.
Darkness guide me. This better be good. For the as the shadow wills, let darkness guide me. As the shadow wills. None shall survive. For the Lich King. Intriguing. For the Lich King. Let darkness guide me. The restless dead await. For the Lich King.
Yeah.
As the shadow wills. Intriguing. Let darkness guide me.
Fresh meat.
Let darkness guide me. As the shadow wills. Let darkness guide me. They'll all be
Dominating.
in the end. For the Lich King. As the shadow wills. Let darkness guide me. They'll all be mine.
Double kill.
As the shadow wills.
Unstoppable. Triple kill.
Oh, perro.
The shadows beckon. The dead shall serve. As the shadow wills. Die. This none shall survive.
No pueden
What
matar.
does the shadow will?
Pinche cerdo.
Intrigue. Let darkness guide me. Die. For the Lich King. As the shadow restless dead await
Ay, cucho.
as the shadow will.
Buen Dota, buen Dota. Renegando, conches.